What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Steak and Antler Show with your host, me. I'm Sam. Today on the Steak and Antler Show, we have a very, very special surprise. It may not be very much of a surprise if you've been following along. This is our dry-aged ribeye. This is just one steak. Like I mentioned in the previous video, we've got some freshly chopped garlic, and then we've got some compound butter, which comprises of salt, pepper, rosemary, and unsalted butter. We vacuum sealed them like we talked about in the last video. This is going to be a really, really good episode. It's one that I've been really looking forward to for the last month. These steaks they just look so good. I'm really ready to cook it and see if it's truly worth it. All you're gonna need today is your vacuum sealed steak. Again, just salt, pepper, rosemary, freshly ground or freshly chopped garlic and butter, and then obviously your dried steak. All you're gonna need is this bad boy right here. This is the Innova Precision Sous Vide Cooker. This is my favorite method of cooking. It keeps all the meat I cook really juicy, makes vegetables really, really delicious, cooks them till they're very soft, and then you can sear them on high heat to get that snap. You can also cook certain desserts in here. I've never done it, but you can. I've had this thing for about a year and have made probably close to 50 to 60 meals in the sous vide machine. So this is something that I use all the time, and I really highly recommend getting one. I know a lot of people will be like, oh Sam, like you're getting microplastics. You're not gonna get microplastics. This is cooking at a very low temperature. Again, how this works is it circulates water, heats it up to a specific temperature, and then it brings the meat up to that, or whatever you're putting in here, to that temperature. So in this case, we're gonna be cooking a ribeye steak today. This ribeye steak is gonna be cooked at 129 degrees for about 55 minutes. That's gonna get it up to about a medium rare, and then after it comes out of the water bath, we're gonna take it out of the bag and we're gonna sear it on really high heat to develop a really beautiful crust. When the meat comes out of the sous vide machine, it looks very gray. It doesn't look very appetizing, but once you sear it, it really develops a beautiful color. So that's what we're gonna be doing. One of the reasons that I love this cooker is that it's connected to my Wi-Fi. And so if I'm connected to my Wi-Fi, I can actually control it from my phone. So while I'm working from home in the office, once it gets to be about 4 o'clock, I can set this, turn it on, and dinner is ready in about an hour. So it's super, super easy. We're cooking this ribeye at 129 degrees for about 55 minutes. So our temperature is currently set to 129, and our timer is gonna be 55 minutes. You click set time, it'll update. It sends the signal to the Innova. Currently, the water is at about 80 degrees, 79.5. We're just gonna click start. And I don't know if you guys can hear that on camera, but the Innova has started. It's begun circulating the water. The water's moving around. And so all I'm gonna do is just put the lid on to really insulate that water. And already it's almost at 81 degrees, so the temperature is climbing. And so I can just go over to the couch. I've got the golf tournament on currently, so I can just watch it from my phone. As soon as this is at the correct temperature, we're gonna drop this in the water bath, and the timer will start as soon as the water comes up to temperature. We'll drop this in as soon as we hit the 129 degree mark for 55 minutes, and then we'll come back with you to finish cooking this thing off. So the sous vide machine has just gone off. I got the notification on my phone. It's still coming up to it's about 128.8, but you can see right here, the timer has started. And so we're going to move the lid to the side. Put in our meat. Again, this water isn't all that hot. It's basically like a hot tub, like a really hot tub. There are 54 minutes remaining. Here's our steak. Looks absolutely amazing. We'll keep you guys posted. See y'all in 54 minutes. All right, everybody, the timer has gone off. We're good to go. Let's turn off the sous vide machine. So we'll take the steak out of the water bath. As you can see, it's still not a great looking color. Put it on a towel to dry it off. All right, everybody, the steak is now out. There's some juices in the bag. The butter has melted. The steak has come up to about 100 the water was at 129. The steak should be at a nice medium rare, maybe just below medium rare, more on the rare side. And we're in the process of heating up our pan right now. We're gonna get that ready to go and get some color on this bad boy. We're gonna get this bag cut open and get to cooking. So guys, what I've just tossed in is just a little bit more of that compound butter that we made. So we've got our steak, pour all the juices in there as well, and gently lay the steak in the pan. We're just gonna cook it till we get a nice color on each side. Again, it's been sitting there just a couple of seconds. Again, guys, this should be fully cooked when almost fully cooked to your liking whenever it comes out of the water bath, but just to give it that color so it looks good on the plate. So as you can see, we're getting some nice color on the steak. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. We're gonna give it another maybe 20 seconds and call it good. All right, guys, our steak is done. We've got some nice color. Set the steak on a plate. And with this, we're gonna wait probably about 10 minutes just so that the steak will begin to reabsorb a lot of those juices. So we're gonna let it rest and then we'll come back with you guys, cut it open, see what it looks like. All right, everybody. Moment we have all been waiting for. It's been about 10 minutes. When we got the steak in the bag with the butter and the garlic, there was very little to no salt. The majority of the salt that was seasoning the steak was actually just in the compound butter. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply this flake salt. I really like to finish my steaks with flake salt at the very end. So we'll actually just salt the steak as we cut it. Ooh. This just feels like it almost just falls apart. I'm not sure how well you guys can see this, but it looks amazing. Again, we'll just take some flake salt, sprinkle it over the top. It's time to try our dry aged steak for the very first time. Oh my gosh, this steak, it instantly melts. Like it's not an A5 Wagyu, it's not one of those really super expensive cuts of meat, but oh my gosh, I guess in the 21 days that it's been aging, it was just the tissue was able to break down, the fat was able to break down. I'm straight up having a moment. Oh my gosh. Guys, this is, oh man. Guys, this is phenomenal. I feel like this steak has ruined me. I feel like I will probably have a dry aged steak in the fridge or in the freezer at all times. It didn't really develop a ton of nuttiness like you hear about with the 35 to 45 day dry age. There's a difference of a flavor there. It is a much deeper flavor profile. I wish I could like feed this to you through the camera, because like this is not suitable for work. This is, guys, try this at home. Buy a new my bag, please. Just try this at home. It is so easy. I mean, look at this. Guys, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go eat this. Catch you guys on the next one. I don't get it. Why is something that good